Center in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Austin Okonakpan.
And I'm Cecilia Omaogbe.
Also,
What are we expecting tonight?
So much, Cecilia. It's always an action-packed world of sports, and I'm sure when you take a look at your lineup, you'll see that so much is going down tonight.
Yes, it's loaded. And of course, the Paralympians will get our attention tonight because tomorrow they will be honored in Lagos.
That's right.
National Sports Commission is also there. The emergence.
Cecilia, a lot of persons have been calling me Shehu Dikko, the new Minister of Sports. Austin, what's going on? Is it that we don't have a Ministry of Sports anymore?
It's been scrapped.
So much questions. We'll try to find answers on the show tonight.
Answers you will get on the show tonight because we're bringing in experts to actually talk about this and the difference between the National Sports Commission and the Sports Ministry. Is it the same thing? Or maybe we're expecting something different? You'll find out on the show tonight.
That's right. We're waiting to find out what's going on with this new structure. New chairman of the National Sports Commission, John Owan Eno, is out now. As you know, he's now in the Ministry for State.
Economic and
Trade and Investment. So there is a new man in charge now. We'll be talking about that on the show tonight. Cecilia also mentioned that we'll be honoring the Paralympians in Lagos. It's about time. I've always said it, that we need to show some love to special sports in Nigeria. Also on the show tonight, I see karate.
Yes, the International Female Open Championship that was held in Lagos. We'll be talking about that on the show tonight. The essence of that and how most female karate athletes are actually enjoying this and also taking the international stage.
Awesome. So we'll talk about that one on the show tonight also. And the Waffle Beat Championship, good result for Nigeria. We talked about it the other day. And at this stage, I've said I don't expect much, but it's good when the young guys win and then make it to the next level. We just hope that we pick the vital lessons, Cecilia.
The average age of the Spanish national team that won the Euros this year.
You're going to go there?
I will go there because they're under 20. So we're not talking about under 17. I will understand that if you talk about development. Under 20, they're playing for professional football. How old was Messi when he started playing for Barcelona?
So that's the sort of conversation we should be having, Cecilia, and let persons understand.
When you tell me it's on development, I won't take that.
No, when
you know, most of them are from club. We
will applaud the progression.
Yes,
if we see players who came up from the under 17 and now they're doing their thing in under 20 and we're seeing prospects that they can migrate into the Super Eagles, then we'll say it's fantastic.
Now you're talking.
But so you don't put pressure on the young lads because you are not doing your part in terms of developing the systems, making the structures right, and then you just want to go to tournaments and put pressure on them to win. That's when I always remind them that it's all about development.
Pressure. But tonight was a good one for them. They won 2 goals to 1.
I love it.
Cut the ball. All right, and of course, Super Eagles of Nigeria, FIFA ranking. That will wrap up the show tonight.
We've always been saying we don't understand how this FIFA ranking thing
it's done.
But it's okay. Whenever it comes out, we're going to talk about it. And there's been a new list. I know that's off the conversation. As regards the CAF Player of the Year, I know we're wondering, where did the first list come from?
That wasn't a list. I think people just came up with it. The real one came from CAF, confirmed today. And of course, we have 2 players there.
That's right.
William Troost Ekong, expectedly. And of course, who else? Demola Lookman.
The incoming African footballer
of the year. Incoming. I love that.
Demola Lookman.
You know, there's no one word we use in the newsroom, incoming. The person never came, right?
I don't know about that.
He's still coming. He knows himself as you're talking.
Okay, Cecilia.
Okay, so we're going to be starting up with, of course, the Paralympians. We said on the show we'll be celebrating them today because we'll be talking about what we need to do to actually show love to these athletes. Not just showing love, but also, embracing them and making sure that the necessary funds and everything they need, they always get it whenever they're going for international competitions. We don't want to be seeing seven power lifters anymore or 2 table tennis para athletes. We just want to see more of these athletes. And how can you do that? We have the president right here in Lagos studio to tell us more about this. We have Sunday Odebode right here in the studio. He's the president of the Nigeria Paralympic Committee. Good evening. It's good to have you join us on the program.
Good evening. You are welcome.
All right, let me start up with it. Austin, do you want to throw the first question? I should start up with it.
It's ladies first. Let's go.
Ladies first. You've been a gentleman, right?
I've always been, Cecilia.
Okay, thank you for honoring us tonight. I know tomorrow a whole lot is going down, in terms of honoring the Paralympians, especially those that went to Paris to win medals for the country. Tell us more about this event.
The gala night is coming tomorrow. 25th, not honoring the Paralympic that went to Paris. We are also appreciating the Paralympians, the old ones, since Barcelona 92. Everybody will be in Lagos for the gala night tomorrow, where all Nigerian corporate bodies are going to appreciate them tomorrow in the gala night.
Appreciating them. I love the fact that we're not just focusing on the one that went to Paris 2024, but also since Barcelona 1992. And we know in history, when it comes to the Olympics and Paralympics, of course, the Paralympians usually are the ones that have given Nigeria so much medals. I know, yes, there's a lot that will go down, not just honoring them. There are a lot of things you guys want to do tomorrow. But outside just honoring these athletes, how do we, do I use the word permanently solve the issue of funding? Because we're talking with Folashade when she mentioned that sometimes you want to go for international competition. You guys can only sponsor maybe 4 or 5 athletes going for it in a particular event. And then you see Nigeria being streamlined to having like maybe 23 athletes going for Paralympics. And you see some country having as much as 200. Is it that the talent are not there? Or what's stopping the committee to actually from, having more athletes going for these international events to qualify for major events for the country?
It takes you 4 years to prepare for the Paralympics, 4 years for you to prepare for the Commonwealth Games. But now we have put everything on board for the preparation for the Commonwealth, which we have about 5 para sports that is going for the Commonwealth Games. We have the wheelchair basketball, para athletics, para powerlifting, para swimming, go ball for the Commonwealth Games, and we are starting early preparation. And we are going out there for corporate body to support them and the federal government for their support so that we can have more athletes at the Commonwealth Games and Paralympic Games.
That's right.
Because we are starting the preparation early this time around.
Talking about early, how early are we talking about? When are you starting?
We've started already.
Okay.
As you all know, the preparation has started. By next month, you have qualifying for the para table tennis.
Okay.
Coming up next month. Then the other championship we are starting next year. The powerlifting, para swimming, para athletics.
You talk the qualifiers for the para table tennis. How many athletes are we expecting to go for this for qualification?
This qualification, we are classifying more athletes. We have about 50 athletes on board.
Okay, 50.
Yeah. We have the British for their entries. We have Iran. We have Uganda. We have Iraq. We have South Africa.
Okay.
Many entries as we see for the championship.
So for Nigeria, how many athletes will be taking part in Nigeria? Nigerian athletes, how many?
We have 50 athletes.
50 athletes.
Yes.
That's Nigerian athletes.
Yes.
50. Okay, that's a good one. Austin.
Sounds good. Sunday Odebode, good to have you join us on the show. Let's before we talk about what's going down in Lagos, let's review the Paris Paralympics. 2 gold medal, I think 3 silver and bronze. That's not a standard we see from our Paralympians. You've talked about some of the challenges, but what do you think is responsible for that sort of outing in Paris?
Actually, the federal government has done their part, and the athletes have done their bit. Most of them are aging. We need to inject fresh blood. As you all know, when they are preparing, we are down with injuries all over the place. And for the first time in the history of Paralympic, the home-based athletes receive a grant from the federal government, which has not done before.
Wow. But you see, that's not enough, because I spent some time with the powerlifters, and they said to me that a major problem, you just mentioned it a bit now, is the medical aspect, that they suffer, they struggle with injuries. Why haven't we taken that aspect seriously?
Now, the Paralympic Committee, we are putting on a medical department, which is going to look over these athletes in and after.
So you guys are just putting it together now. You mean all these years?
No, we just come on board.
Okay, I mean before. I understand you just came on board. I mean before now, you didn't meet anything like that in terms of medical.
No. We have new ovation now. We are just putting things on board, and which.
Oh wow!
That's been a major problem actually, because it's part of what the athletes said to me. Some of them even got to compete with injuries. And you were there with me in Paris. I could tell that you also didn't like it. So that's a major problem that we need to fix. Let's go back to tomorrow's event. Now, it's not all about bringing funds together for these athletes. What system have we put in place, as my colleague mentioned, to ensure that it stays, and also ensure accountability and transparency? Because if you come and tell Nigerians, support para sport, and they do, how are we going to make sure that the funds that we gather are actually used to take care of these para athletes?
So like tomorrow, we are going to unveil the Paralympic Village and a multipurpose hall for them, where we will have a championship for those indoor sports. Why we want to unveil the Paralympic Village? If you check the para-athletes coming to training, the stress they are going in, we want to be having phases of camping in and out. When you are in the Paralympic Village, it will be easier for you to train.
And it's going to be in Lagos?
In Lagos.
Okay. All right, I think we'll leave it there. I mean, tomorrow we'll know everything that you guys will be doing to honor these athletes, and also creating more platform for these athletes to be more comfortable. I love the medical aspect of that, and the fact that you're going to be having a Paralympic village where athletes will be camped and taken care of ahead of a major international competition. But we'll have to leave it there. I want to thank you so much for taking our time to join us in the studio. I will hope to see you tomorrow, at the event.
Now, we thank the federal government for bringing back Sport Commission. Then Senator John Owong has done his bit. He has been a friend to the Paralympic family. When he received the office, his first challenge is the Paralympic, which he has a love for them. Then we are also using this medium for the new chairman of the Sport Commission. We congratulate him.
Okay.
And you also know that the para sport are the face of Nigerian sport. We thank the federal government for bringing back Sport Commission.
Okay.
Seems so happy with that. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we'll be talking about, of course, the Sports Commission. He just mentioned the National Sports Commission. Yes, you have a new chairman, Shehu Dikko. It's not a new name. Was a second vice president of Nigerian Football Federation, and also LMC. Remember LMC? Those that were in charge of the league for a long time, league management company. He was the chairman. We'll be talking about things he will need to put in place to do so much, but that will be after this time out.
For every year you come to this event, you will see that there has been vast improvement with the amount of athletes that have come. So that tells you that this competition is affecting the people out there. So when you see the increase in numbers in terms of registration, it tells you that there are people finding karate interesting, coming into karate. But the most important thing is for them to be able to have championships to practice. And apart from that is to try as much as possible to get them into training programs. Once you provide a training ground for them, definitely they're going to excel. We have such good skills. And we're praying, and we continue to pray that we find sponsors.
I think the most important thing we have to take note of is the fact that she's consistent. Consistent across different governments, consistent across different situations in the country. She's been practicing karate herself for almost 40 years, and to be able to give 10 years of that in helping to promote female karate at any level is something that needs to be commended, and that's why we are here. We're here to support that vision and indirectly encourage other sponsors to come forward to also assist in discovering these new talents all over Africa and bring them to Nigeria. I mean, if I give you an example in Taekwondo, practically all our critical medals in the All Africa Games have been coming from women. So that tells you that it's an area of our sports that we are yet to fully grasp. Look at all our performances in athletics. Our first individual gold medal came through a female, and then subsequently so many other medals have come through females. Our first world record is with a female. So I think it's a catchment area that Zainab has found and is taking advantage of, in the hope that in the near future, karate fortunes will turn around and we'll begin to see international medals for Nigeria through karate, just like any other combat sports. And more so, in our culture, combat sports is not really promoted amongst women. So this helps improve their confidence, and it will encourage other women to feel that, look, we can protect ourselves, defend ourselves, and we can still represent the country and get some glory and honor to ourselves and to our families. And I think it's something that we should commend and we should encourage, especially parents that have female children.
Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Some vital conversation as regards the development of karate in Nigeria. Cecilia, this is what we're talking about. This sort of conversation should be happening because we know we've got the numbers, we've got the talent, and who said someday we can have karate at the Olympics and even get on the podium?
Yeah, of course. And if you check this championship, is going on. This is the 10th edition. It's been going on for 10 years. I mean, one person sponsoring an event like that is something you really need to, you want to commend Zainab Sela. She's been doing it for a long time, except the year of COVID when it didn't hold. And this particular year, you have over 150 athletes, fighters from various clubs in Nigeria. You also have countries, karates from West African countries, Benin Republic and Togo. And of course, team from Benin actually were the overall winners in this one. Nigeria second, and of course Delta State Karate Association coming up third in this one.
I actually passed it to you so you could mention the keyword female karate open, because it's very good to see that somebody is putting her time, her money, her passion into ensuring that female karate in Nigeria has got some visibility, expose these talents to the world, and who knows, someday, as I said, we will have someone from the Zainab Saleh Karate, championship represent Nigeria.
Yeah, which is really key. And there's something that George Ashiru said, who is the former president of Nigeria Taekwondo Federation. He's also a karate practitioner. He said something about, why are we focusing on female athletes? And he said, if you take a look at most of the tournaments we're having that won medals, they're actually women. And so why not put more attention on this? Athletics, for instance, track and field. Then you go to taekwondo, for instance, and of course you go to judo and some other events. So it shows that you have to put in money where you have that comparative advantage for us to actually thrive. Do we have time to quickly listen to the athletes who took part in this one? And then when we come back, of course, Damilola and Ifade will join us in the studio, and also Godwin Kenka will be talking to us concerning the National Sports Commission re-emergence, right? Coming back.
It means a lot to me because I wanted to visit and travel many places to any country they call me. I want to use it and be going there and be winning that place because it's not easy to be a karate and be a martial arts there. So I started this when I was 7 years old, and my father is a state of coach for our state. So it's my father that teach me how to do this karate.
Platforms like this help us prepare more for international championship. If we could have 5 of this kind of platform every single year, I'm telling you, we will always win gold, not just in Africa but in the world. So I am very grateful to the organizers for making this kind of platform available for especially female, so that because it helps us to prepare every single time, every single year. The Zainab Saleh International Female Open Karate Championship is always increases in level and standard, all ramification. I saw some people who have not been seen, and it is the 10th anniversary that consecutively she has done wonderful for Karate Federation of Nigeria at large. So I'm very grateful to her for always, and I pray that God strengthens her, give her more ability to keep holding it. It will not end at the 10th.
Coming to this competition, it's a means of inspiring myself, because I know I'm going to go to greater heights. So this is an avenue for me to improve on my techniques that I've been training on, and also meet new karatekas from all over, because this is an international championship and I get to meet karatekas from other countries too that are also good.
Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Time to get into the crux of the matter, the National Sports Commission. What is it all about? I've been getting calls. Austin, why is there no sports minister? Austin, what's the National Sports Festival all about? Walk with me. I'm about to break it down. Let me walk to where Cecilia is so that we can rub minds on this. You'll see it now, and when it comes on, you can see that we're making use of the word was, because the National Sports Commission isn't new to Nigeria. The NSC was Nigeria's top regulatory body for sports. Top regulatory body for sports, responsible for overseeing the development and promotion of sports nationwide. So guys, don't be confused because you're not hearing ministry. The National Sports Commission is the king. Walk with me. The NSC was formally created in 1962. You see, that's the guy that has been running things for sports in Nigeria since 1962 as a parastatal under the Federal Ministry of Labor. That's just somebody will answer. Why is it Federal Ministry of Labor?
I asked that question too at that time.
That's right. We'll tell you. It was later reconstituted as the National Sports Commission through Decree 34 of 1971 by the federal military government. Walk with me. It was dissolved in 1995. This guy has been through so much and is still running things. When the government of the late General Sani Abacha established the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So welcome home now, the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So, more on that, it was later revived in 2007 by President Olusegun Obasanjo's administration to replace the Ministry of Sports and Social Development. Why are they doing all of this? Why are they just trying to make us confused about these old sports administration in Nigeria? It was again dissolved in 2015 by the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Remember, at that time, we had a chairman of the National Sports Commission, Alassane Yakmut. He's a big name, played volleyball for Nigeria. He was the administrator. And then in 2015, it went out, and then the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development came back. Now, under this president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they say, okay, y'all say you want a technocrat. Yeah. You say you want people who understand sports administration. So we're going to appoint a chairman for the National Sports Commission. That's why we're here now, Cecilia.
And so he scrapped the Ministry of Sports. All right. That was after they separated it from Youth Development. Before it was Ministry of Sports and Youth Development. And later it became, when he came in, he removed youth from it. It became Sports Development. And we're happy that the budget will belong to sport. Whatever money is being budgeted from that ministry will be all in sports. And what happened after like a few months, few months, was it up to 1 year? Not sure about that. He said, okay, you know what, let's go back to how it used to be. But Damilola Onifade, FRCN Nigeria, he's right here in the studio. Welcome.
It's my pleasure to be here. Nigerian sports keep evolving, and the history is quite long, from 1962. We're here. And hopefully we'll do better.
We'll do better. And of course, who is going to actually make sense of everything we've been talking about? Godwin Kenka is right. It will be joining us from Warri, Delta State. That's where he is right now. He will be joining us, to talk more about this. Good evening. It's good to have you join us on the program.
It's always good to be on your show. Thank you very much.
Okay, now it's no longer news that the Sports Ministry has been scrapped. Now we're bringing back the National Sports Commission. What's the difference?
I am as confused as everybody else. I don't know what the difference is, but what I do know is that the Ministry of Sports and the National Sports Commission can exist side by side. I mean, they can work together. The difference maybe is that the National Sports Commission the chairman doesn't have a cabinet rank. That is, it cannot be. I don't think he will be attending the Council of Ministers with the president, and then that takes up the direct line of communication with the presidency or with the president. So we don't have a cabinet rank minister. The chairman is not a cabinet rank minister, except that changes. But I really am sad that they have to scrap the Ministry of Sports, because like I said, the two can exist side by side. It's the same way the Ministry of Communication has the NCC, the Ministry of Health has the colleges of medicine and in the universities and all that. They all can exist side by side. The important thing that the National Sports Commission has always been the engine room for operations. And I mean, for those who have had the time to look at my last book, The Sports in Nigeria Going Around in Circles, we advocated the institution or coming back of the National Sports Commission under the Ministry of Sports. Because the National Sports Commission, like I said, is the engine room. You can have various departments. You can have the Ministry of Sports, for instance, like I argued in the book, does not have a coaches department, does not have a media department that can generate material for media houses and all that, does not have a competitions department. They just have a director of sports who is responsible for federations and all that. And the kind of responsibility that the National Sports Commission can do is probably more than 30 departments that they can generate. But the Ministry of Sports is important because it's the policy-making body for sports. You know, sports, I think that those who have come up with this yo-yo thing, this back and forth of Sports Ministry and National Sports Commission, do not understand the importance of sports in the world. Sports is the second largest employer of labor in the world. If you add empowerment and engagement, sports is number one. It's a trillion dollar organization. Just span the world at a weekend. Football, people watching, people playing, materials, equipment, and see the volume of people and money or resource that goes into sports every day of our lives. But in a country that has over 40 million youths that are probably jobless, or I mean, that kind of population of youths that are not fully engaged or fully employed, maximally employed. Sports is being used in other countries to engage and absorb the unemployed youth and give them something to do, make sure that they are fully focused and engaged. Here, sports is being treated like it doesn't matter.
Let me get into it, Godwin Kienka. I know where you're going with all of these, but let's see a little bit of light at the end of this tunnel. Now, with this scrapping of the ministry, are you saying that we've taken 10,000 steps backwards?
We sure have, because I can bet you that the National Sports Commission, as it is going to be constituted, will be based in Abuja. Will become this. I mean, it's the same thing. They will deal with federations, competitions, and that will be the end of the matter. Nobody is going to deal with infrastructure development and all that. It will be an operational machine for attending competitions and seminars and sports festivals and all that. And so, like I said in my first book, what we do here is servicing sports, not developing sports. If we had a proper understanding of how to turn sports into a money-making or an engagement tool for our youth, then we won't be going around in circles. I'm really doubly disappointed and I think that each time this kind of thing comes around, that Nigerian sports keep. And when are we going to go forward? I don't understand, because the National Sports Commission, when it is when it comes in place, I mean, it's been constituted now, it's been promulgated, or it's been put in place now. The ministry is gone, but it is two sides of the same coin. Nothing will change.
Nothing will change. That's kind of interesting. Damilola Nifadi, you've heard what Godwin Kwenka said. He's the Executive Secretary, Sports Performance Reward Fund. I mean, he understands what he's talking about when it has to do with sport. He mentioned something that got me thinking, that we should have bring a National Sports Commission under the Ministry of Sport and not scrapping the Ministry of Sport. Do you agree with that?
Honestly, we've taken a step, but I'm not sure whether the step is forward or backward or sideways.
Okay. We have to wait for results.
Honestly, I think the first challenge we have is the basic question: what is our sport policy? What is driving the direction we're moving? For me, even if you have the Ministry of Sport and you have the Sport Commission, you still must have a policy that is driving that decision and that process. Whether you have a Ministry of Sport or you have a Sport Commission, at the end of the day, from what he has said, and I totally agree, it's just a name in nomenclature. The Sports Commission is still going to operate like the Sports Ministry. It's still going to engage with federations. It's still going to be the tool upon which Nigerian athletes are taken out to represent us. And basically, nothing has changed. Now, I don't think we must have a Sports Ministry, but I think it is important that we have a policy from whatever administration we have. Presently, we are under an administration. What is the sport policy of this administration? In what direction is sport going beyond participating in events? Like he said, what we're doing is just promoting sport. We're not developing sports. Austin mentioned part of the responsibility of whether you have a sports ministry or a sports commission is to develop sports. What is the policy towards that? Where's the marriage between grassroots sport and education, for example? Where is the harmonization between the Ministry of Sport or Sports Commission and the Ministry of Education? We must have a tool, a document that tells us that this is how we want to move. So whatever name you want to call it does not matter to me. It is the focus and the direction we're going that matters.
We got to let Godwin Kwenka go, but Godwin Kwenka, before we let you go, you have said that both can work side by side, but we do not have the Ministry of Sports at the moment. What we have now is the National Sports Commission. In a minute, Godwin Kwenka, I know if I leave you, you can use 1 week explaining this to me, but in a minute, what's the way forward now with the NSC?
Yeah, I think the NSC should go back the way it was in the Akeyo days, have various departments, right now, the Ministry of Sports, without the National Sports Commission, did not have a coaches department, for instance. So you have all federations without national coaches to direct the coaching policy, to run seminars, to certify coaches and all that. So I mean, I'm just talking about one department out of 30 they can set up. You know, so they just go back to the First Commission ran at that time and see if they can reconstitute all the departments that are relevant and man them professionally, not by tribe or not by emotion, not by who you know, but by people who can really run those departments and develop all the structures that are needed and the systems that are needed.
Structures. That's the word I was waiting for, and you've given it to me. Thank you so much, Godwin Kwenka, for your time on the show. You know what? Find a time, come to Lagos, sit in the studio. Let's destroy this issue. Thank you so much, Godwin Kwenka, for speaking to us on the show tonight.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.
Awesome. That's it. Godwin Kwenka speaking to us. Astute sports enthusiast, administrator, everything sports in Nigeria. Now, Shehu Dikko has been appointed the chairman of the National Sports Commission. Who is Shehu Dikko? And that's the question I've been getting. Cecilia, I'm sure people have been asking you, who is Shehu Dikko? Is he the Minister of Sports? Is he this? Is he that? Let's tell you who the man Shehu Dikko is. That's him right there.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, Shehu Dikko, we know he's someone, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, he was with Nigeria Football Federation and also those that were running the league for a while as a chairman. Now, just look at his previous position. In 2008, Shehu Dikko was hired as a consultant for the sports committee in the Nigerian House of Reps, where he served till 2011. Now you know why he was brought in as Sports Commission chairman. He assisted in the drafting of the National Sports Commission bill in the National Assembly. So it tells you where he's coming from. And in 2012, he was appointed Secretary of Super Eagles, Bonus Round, and Code of Conduct Drafting in 2013. Remember what happened when they have to fly money all the way from here to, I mean, it was awful. All right. I was also appointed chairman of the league management company by the Nigerian Football Federation in 2014, and was reappointed chairman of the league management company in 2019. And of course, he was NFF's second vice president from 2015 to 2022 before the present administration came in. It was one of those that was running for NFF president, but along the way, he sat back, and of course, we had who was Ibrahim Gusso. Yes, he has served in various committees of the Confederation of African Football. He still sits on the FIFA Football Stakeholders Committee. So there's a lot, and everything you've seen is all football. But you've seen that he was part of those that drafted the National Sports Commission when they brought it back in 2015. And of course, he was also a consultant to House of Rep Committee on Sports. So that's Shehu Dikko for you. For those of you that didn't know why he was given this job, now you understand where he's coming from. It wasn't just picked. They had to look at what he has done in the past, and the job was given to him. The trust that has been given to him or entrusted, I hope and I pray that he's able to actually satisfy the yearning of Nigerians. And that sport development you talk about, you know, he will be able to do all that.
So a lot of persons, Damilola Onifade, are saying that, look, this guy is just a football guy, and we want somebody who is deep in sports. What's your take, this choice as chairman of the NSC?
I think any choice that is made will definitely have its plus and minus here and there. For me, what is important is that at least we have somebody that has a foundation in sports, whether it's football, even if you bring him from Abula, as long as he understands the passion that drives sport. And I think that for me, that does not put any guarantee, but at least if there is any assurance of somebody knowing where to turn on what the importance of sports, you need somebody with this kind of background, and I think that's good enough.
It's important, right?
And someone was saying, but let's be sincere. 90% of our sport is what? It's football.
It's a football country, right? Okay, we're going to leave the National Sports Commission, and of course, Shehu Dikko, all the best to see what you can actually bring in to make the changes we'll be yearning for. Now, let's talk about the Flying Eagles, right? We're going to next. A quick
Flamingos.
One on the Flamingos. Yes, I mean, they are facing United States. I mean, remember what happened to the basketball team? They just flew through the groups and were happy. Yes, they've done it. And of course, quarterfinal, Americans were waiting, and then they caught us. But then we did a good one. But on the 17th football, the Flamingos will be up against the United States of America in the quarterfinals. Yet again, yes, when it comes to female football, we know how how powerful they are in relation to that. Wanted us to see the quarterfinal fixture, just quickly run through that. And if you know what happened, okay, there we have it, Nigeria and USA, Korea. Okay, Korea DPR and North Korea. I mean, I'm like, I don't know how. Let's leave it. Against Poland, Spain and Ecuador, of course, Japan and England. You know what North Korea did to England, right? Yes. Yeah, this is the quarterfinal fixture. Nigeria happens to be the only team. What happened to Kenya? Well, they are not here. But there you have it, the teams that will be contesting the quarterfinal.
Let me tell you what's going on with North Korea.
Okay, please.
Because they know that Austin, Cecilia, and Damilola know that they are not big with football. So they want to start from this level, which is the foundation. And let's not be surprised, because at this stage...
They won on the 20.
Exactly. At this stage, Damilola, all of these countries that we see here, except for this, and this, that's got structures, systems. Every other country is just trying their best to have some level of relevance. And until start doing what this, and this are doing, and probably what this one too is doing that we don't know about, that we're seeing the results now, then we'll continue to be sure. But Damilola, what are the lessons in it? Because we're going to be meeting the USA. And right now, with Cecilia's analysis, we're already panicking, simply because it's the USA.
Of course.
Forgetting that this is under 17 level. Have you got fears?
I do have fears that we might not win. But I have to answer your question, how we might not win. But if you just take your mind away for a moment away from the result, And then you see what we've done over the last few years from under 17 and under 21. Then you know that we're making progress.
Okay.
And for me, that's what is important. I don't want them to go on that pitch on Saturday thinking that it's all about winning.
Okay.
I think we must celebrate how far we've gone.
Okay. All right.
Winning our first 3 games, and then I don't think we'll be embarrassed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be embarrassed.
But victory will be nice. Now, let's take a look at the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, Côte d'Ivoire won, Nigeria 2. Someone didn't want them to actually win this game. He kept saying that they wouldn't qualify. But there you have the Group B result for the Flying Eagles. A good one for them tonight.
I saw the game. I'm not too impressed, but I think we hedged it. I think the Ivorians were a bit careless, and we just took advantage of it. So good luck to us. We're playing Niger Republic next. Hopefully we'll do better.
Hopefully we'll do better. And to wrap it up, of course, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the FIFA ranking came out earlier today. And there you have it. Morocco, of course, they're still topping in Africa. Senegal and Egypt, and of course, followed by Nigeria. And then there you have it, Algeria. This is what is like when it comes to the FIFA ranking. Top 5 in Africa, but top 5 in the world. As usual, you have the Argentines, of course, France, Spain, England, and Brazil, the top 10. Belgium is also there, Portugal, Netherlands, Italy, and Colombia making the top 10 in the world. But we have to go. Yeah, when you're having fun, time runs fast.
Let's thank Damilola Onifade for his time on the show tonight. And
pleasure with you.
Damilola, keep your optimism.
It's there.
Cecilia.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe, but we're going to be leaving you with highlights coming from the New York Liberty celebrating their victory. WNBA, for the first time, they won that trophy.
That's it. In Lagos, I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.